everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Nurse Patience. Today we'll be talking about menstrual cycle and how to calculate your safe and unsafe period. Please, if you are new to this YouTube channel, kindly hit the subscribe button and also like and drop comment on my posts and other videos on this channel. Thank you. So before I go into calculation of safe and unsafe period, like we have a chart on the board here, I would first want to give you some tips or facts about menstrual cycle. Menstrual cycle for most individuals, it happens once in a month. It's a monthly activity in the life of a woman. Also, there are other people who see their menses twice in a month, while others also may experience theirs regularly while others have irregular cycle. The average length of a cycle can be 3 to 8 days depending on how you flow. Some other people may experience light bleeding, some moderate, while some dey bleed heavily during their menstrual cycle. It is also important that you have a good knowledge of the kind of pad you use during the menstrual cycle depending with the kind of flow you experience. Then menstrual cycle, the average menstrual cycle can be calculated from the first day of one period, first day of one period to the first day of the next period you'll be having. Okay, some factors can contribute to making your menstrual cycle irregular. For example, use of contraceptive pills can cause this irregularity in your menstrual cycle. Also, those people with intrauterine device can also have a little irregularity around their menstrual cycle. So for you to be able to know your average menstrual cycle or to able to calculate your ovulation cycle and to know your safe and unsafe period, let's go now. And what I need you to do in this video, if you are watching me right now, you need to get a calendar. One is a calendar. Okay, you need a calendar for this video to help. I'm not saying that if you calculate for 1 month you should just stop, but if you are trying to conceive, then you have to consider calculating or knowing your ovulation stroke menstrual cycle for a period of 3 months at least. Some people might go 6 months, but this would help you know better your average length of cycle. Some people may experience 28 day cycle, some might be 27, some might be 23, some might be 31. So depending on your cycle, and all this will boil down to knowing and helping yourself by getting a calendar now as I go through this video with you, so that you'll be able to calculate your cycle. And with your cycle days now, the length of your cycle, you'll be able to know when you'll be ovulating. And from ovulation now, it is very easy for you to determine or tick on your calendar the days that are safe and the days we consider unsafe now for pregnancy. Having said that, I want to hope that everybody have their calculator, their calendar. All right. So I said, for me now as an individual, I will be using my own cycle to demonstrate now to you. Then if you have any concern, you can also drop that in the description section for me with regards to the length of your cycle. With regards to the length of your cycle, I will be able to help you calculate or help you estimate when you'll be ovulating, and those days now, those particular days when you are supposed to be seeing your menses, and also when it's considered safe for you to have sexual intercourse with your partner, and when it's unsafe to, if you want to get pregnant or you want to avoid being pregnant. So this is me drawing. I draw this calendar here. For a typical month in a year, we have 31 days, but there are some months we have 28 days, like February. Then there are some other months like June when we have 30 days in a month. But for this is July, so we are having 31 days. It's a full calendar. So starting from day one, I usually see, I told you that to calculate your menstrual cycle, this is the simple formula to do that. You start from the first day of one period, of that particular period, to the next, to the first day of the next period. Let's say that I start seeing my period on the 15th of July, which is the first day. I already take that as the first day of my period. This is 15th, then I cycled it down, and usually I've calculated my average menstrual cycle, and my average menstrual cycle is for 28 days, and most individuals are with 28 days cycle, while some might have higher or a bit lower than this particular day, but that is not a problem. But if you can able to calculate your menstrual cycle, then it will give you, or it will help you better now to be able to know the day you are ovulating. So on this 15th was the first day I started my menstrual period. Then I'm going to count 28 days, because this is something I'm very used to. I will count from the first day to the next 28 days to the next month now, because we already have 15, and this 31st, on the 31st it will be 16 days, and it is not enough for this calendar now, so we have to move to the next month to start our calculation all over. So you start from 15, this 15, we have 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, we even have 17 days. Okay, so from that 17 days we are going to 17, then I would take it that we've gotten to August. At this point we are moving to the new month. We already have 17 here. Then this is the month of August. We are starting from, this was July I just finished with. Mind you, I was, this video is about my current menstrual cycle and the next one. So we have 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, so this will be when I'll be expecting my next cycle. That's on the 11th of August. 11th of August is when I should be expecting my next menstrual cycle. With the knowledge of this, before it's 11th of next month, the reason why this is also important, knowing your menstrual cycle and also being able to calculate it and place hands on what you need to know about it, is for most people. I see some ladies, they go out and without their prior knowledge, or they don't know from home, and you see them getting stained. But with this adequate or proper calculation, you can also set a reminder on your phone, so that the reminder starts around the 10th of August. Now that's for your next cycle. Then you would be able to go out on that day. Let's say on the 10th, on the 11th, then on the 12th, you go out with your pad, so that you avoid any form of embarrassment. And also, mind you, my period is, it lasts for 4 days. So this is the first, second, third, and this is the fourth day. And we know that the first and the last day the bleeding might not be much, it might be light showers. But the second and the third day we usually have heavy bleeding, though I don't bleed heavily, mine is moderate. Okay, and also it is very good to maintain a good hygiene during your menstrual cycle, because it is not good to go out. Let's say you are on your first, second, regardless of the day, you need to change your pad at least 3 times. Okay, to keep yourself clean and also healthy, because it sucks having to sit on a heavily flooded pad, and you don't have to change it. If it stays for long, the heat and everything, depending on the environment and the weather, it might just start smelling and you feel uncomfortable. So that's why I advise that people change their pad averagely 3 times in a day. Okay, so I've calculated this when my next period will be starting. So we've gotten that. So I'm going to count 14 days from the day I first saw my menstrual period. This will help me get when I will be ovulating. So please go with me as I count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, hope you people are understanding with me. If there's any question or any place that needs clarification, please you just tell me. So on the 29th, on the 29th of on the 29th of July, I will be ovulating. Okay, from this point now, why I marked it there is ovulation. I said in my previous video, if you have not watched my video on ovulation, please kindly go and watch the video on ovulation, then it will help you understand what I'll be saying here. I said ovulation is the release of a matured egg from the ovary, and when this egg is being released, it's then transported to the fallopian tube, where it waits for fertilization by the sperm. So if I'll be ovulating on the 29th, and before that 29th, if I want to get pregnant or any sexual intercourse around 27, 28, 29, 30, on the 31st, and maybe on the 1st. Okay, but this first, the tendency or the probability of getting pregnant on the first is very slim. But for these other days, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are regarded as my fertile period. My fertile period. Okay, you might not be able to see it from this point. So my fertile period, I'll put it as PF, will be from the 27th to the 27th, 28th, 29, 30, 31st, and then first. Okay. So this, please pardon my bad writing. I don't know how to write well on whiteboard marker. But trust me, my handwriting on notes are very good. Okay. So if you want to get pregnant, you would invest well with these 6 days that have been outlined. But the possibility of getting pregnant is it's usually higher. Let's say you have sexual intercourse without any form of barrier, let's say using of condoms or any form of protection. You have it on the 27th, and from my previous video about ovulation, it was stated there that the sperm can last in the body of a woman for averagely 5 days. So imagine you have sexual intercourse around 27th of July, and you are supposed to ovulate on the 29th, and you are supposed to ovulate on the 29th. The sperm have already gone and it's waiting. So if this egg is being released now, it then goes to meet with it. Okay. And mind you, if just having sexual intercourse before ovulation does not mean you get pregnant. There are some individuals that might have unprotected sex at this period and will still go back now to take contraceptive. When they do the contraceptive now, it automatically hampers the fertilization, so there will be no pregnancy. But you who have unprotected sex before ovulation, 2 3 days before ovulation, some people might even start from the 25th, 26th, and they still discover they are pregnant. But I would want to work strictly with these days that have been outlined. If you go without sexual intercourse, you are trying to conceive, then these days are the best days for you to just get yourself in that motherhood shoes. So with that now, you have you did this, you had sex here, you had sex here. Mind you, it is not about the frequency of the sex. You know, the more frequent you have sex, the sperm count might even reduce. And what we need in fertilization, they are capacitated sperm cells, not just sperm cells that are not energetic. We need something very energetic that will be able to swim through the zona pellucida to meet with the egg that have been released. So doing that now, you don't need to even stress yourself always trying to have frequent sexual intercourse. With just having it 27th or 28th, this is for me now. I don't know what your cycle, your the day as the first day of your menstrual cycle and when you be ovulating. But with this video now, I'm trying to help you understand yours. So if I should, after I do this on this day, it is expected that on the day of ovulation, it's the ovum now, the egg tend to meet with the sperm and then fertilization occurs. After fertilization occurs, then I don't need to bother myself if I have had sexual intercourse from these 2 days before ovulation. But after ovulation, there's still a possibility of still getting pregnant. Let's say on the day of ovulation you had unprotected sex. That egg now is going to fuse with the sperm and still pregnancy will occur. The knowledge of this, if you don't want to get pregnant, then you are to avoid sexual intercourse on the 27th, 28th, 29th, 30, 31st, and 1st. That's first of the next month. Okay. And if you still want to go ahead and have sexual intercourse, then you have to use protection, which is the condom, or you'd have to use oral contraceptive. So I hope this video have been helpful and I hope you understand what I've been explaining here about my cycle. If your average cycle period is 29 days, you'll be ovulating on the 15th day. Okay, these are just tips that would help you. If you are seeing your period, if your average cycle is 30 days, your ovulation would be on the 16th day. Also, if your average cycle length is 30 days, you'll be seeing your I said your ovulation will be on the 16th day. If it's on the 31st, that's your average cycle is 31 days. You'll be seeing your ovulation on the 17th day. So with this now, you just be able to place markers on those days and you utilize those days for your activities to get productive results. But if you don't want to get pregnant, then those days are the days for you to stay off sex. Or if you have to do that, you'd have to go on with contraceptive method. I hope this video have been useful to you. If you have any question, you have any concern you want to share, you can do that on the description area. And also, if you've not subscribed to this channel, please kindly hit the subscribe button, like and comment on this page, and also go back to watch other videos. Thank you.